Ah, yes, interval training. Have you heard of it? If you haven't, I would highly recommend it. What is interval training? So let's say you're going to go out and run for 20 minutes. What's your plan? You're going to go as hard as you can? You're going to walk? You're going to walk, run? There's no right answer, but if you're trying to get faster, if you're trying to improve your endurance and your speed, your pace that you can go before fatiguing, interval training is the way to go. Intervals are separating out your intensity, your effort, into different levels, or sometimes people refer to them as zones. You may have heard threshold zone or race pace. All those are just trying to define those different levels of intensity. There's no right or wrong. The one that I use in my training programs is gears. Gears 1, 2, and 3. Gear 0 is walking. We're just walking, or neutral. Gear 1, Gear 2, and Gear 3. Gear 3 is kind of the easiest to define. And how we define these is based off of intensity or effort, how hard that you are working. So I prefer the talk test. There's other ways that I mentioned that you can do it, but the talk test is an easier way for people to conceptualize which of these 3 gears that you're in. And what the talk test is at the highest level, Gear 3, the highest gear, you can barely talk. You're working so hard that you can only get one word out between breaths, if that. Level 1 is your starting gear. That's where you can hold a conversation, or you've heard conversational pace. That's where your effort, how hard you're working, is such that you could, doesn't mean you need to, hold a conversation while you're running. That's that level. Level 2, that's more we've heard of, more race pace. It's starting to get more uncomfortable. It's not all the way where you can only get one word out. It's not where you can hold a full conversation, but you can get a couple words out between breaths. Again, doesn't mean you're going to have to talk, but that's a feeling. That's a feeling that you should know, okay, how hard am I working? I couldn't talk right now if I wanted to. Gear 3. Gear 1, this is fun. I'm chilling. Not bad. Where the magic happens is fluctuating between different gears. I like doing Gear 2, couple words out between breaths, and pulling back to Gear 1, the active recovery. It doesn't happen right away where you go from only getting a couple words out to now I can have a full conversation. But with everything in life, I'm learning patience. If you pull back on your intensity and just hang on, just hold on to it, it sucks at first. It does. But then before you know it, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, it might seem like a long 20 seconds. Suddenly you're like, oh, I'm not that miserable. Fluctuating between these gears is how you can improve your speed. I hope this was helpful. Please drop any questions you have below, and thank you for tuning in and listening.